Okay. So, for the camera, tell me your name and your role.
Okay. I'm Hong An Wing. I'm Information Service Manager at the King's Fund.
Great. And how has your experience of the SILP conference been?
So this is, I think, my third or fourth time at the SILP conference, and I think what's notable about this year's conference is how much is being centred on diversity and inclusion and how much the discussions have all folded it in, and it really feels really great that this message is kind of being heard and these discussions are being had, and I think it's all part of us getting towards becoming a more inclusive profession.
Okay, so why is it important SILP has a BAME network?
I think it's really important in terms of highlighting that, you know, even though we're a profession that's 97% white, there are 3% of the profession that is BAME. We do exist, so...
Sorry, hold on a sec.
Do you want me to start again with that one?
Yes, I'm going to
Okay.
go back. I'm going to go over.
Okay.
We're going to go with that one again. So, why is it important that SILP has a BAME network?
I think the network's really important because even though the profession is 97% white, there's still 3% of the profession who are BAME. So it's really important in terms of having a network of support for people in the profession who don't look like the rest of the profession. It's really important that we have a network that elevate those voices, provide emotional support for each other and professional support and networking. I think that's what it is at the moment, and I can only see that growing.
What should people expect from BAME network?
So I think the network at the moment, it's going to be there as a way to connect lots of people from across the profession. I think it's really important that the network is not just closed off to SILP members, it's open to any library workers who are BAME. And so it's really important to build up that community and really get that sense of collective solidarity between all these people in the profession. I think we can also help people to develop their careers and provide that really tailored advice and support that BAME people need. At the moment we're still in the stages with the steering group kind of trying to shape the network and launch it, but after that, you know, other people are going to come in and really take charge of the group, and we'll see. I think the most important thing is that the network needs to be responsive to the needs of the people who are actually in the network, and I can see that evolving and changing over time.
Excellent. So what challenges do you think the profession needs to address in this area?
I think one of the biggest challenges is actually realising there's a problem, and I think it's notable that you know, even some of the responses that we've had to the keynote and to the panel today, there's been some defensiveness around it. There's been some comments about how, you know, we shouldn't have to have these conversations anymore, and of course we shouldn't have to, but this is the reality we live in. We do still need to have these conversations. So I think there's a bit of guilt and a bit of defensiveness about the fact that we're having these conversations. It's uncomfortable, but I see it as a pain barrier that we need to push through.
Okay, so what actions do you think people can take to improve their understanding of groups with different ethnicities to their own?
I think the first thing is just to listen, and if someone is telling you something, really listen with an open mind and open heart. It might not be an experience that really resonates with you, that really chimes with you. If someone is telling you something about an interaction that they've had with you, it might be that you didn't mean it to land a certain way, but that means you're prioritising yourself first. You need to listen to the impact that it's had on someone else. So I think really listen and reflect on what that means about your own behaviour and your own assumptions that you make.
Okay. Okay, an easy one, final question. What does it mean to be a BAME ally?
Being a BAME ally means doing more than just caring about it. It means actually stepping up and supporting people, amplifying their voices and taking action. You need to educate yourself, don't rely on others to educate you. We're in a profession in which one of our skills is that we're able to find information. Use those skills for yourself. Educate yourself about other people's life experiences. There's so much out there.
Brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.